Hello everyone, Will the Outlaw here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Legacy United Cybertron Universe Starscream. The Unicron trilogy is one of the most loved and iconic pieces of Transformers media out there, and is still revered and loved to this day. This version of Starscream is no exception in the icon department. I never really saw the original Cybertron series, but I have since gotten to appreciate the designs and especially the theme song. It's a banger. The figure itself is a great update to the classic design. The early 2000s Japanese super robot aesthetic and proportions come through clearly in this toy, and it's pretty much perfect in that sense. Speaking of proportions, Starscream comes across here looking like a souped up football player. His top torso is significantly beefy, especially in the shoulders, where his iconic shoulder wings are perfectly represented. His silhouette is one of my favorite things of this design, and this figure, being on the bigger side of the modern Voyager size, is imposing and resonant on your shelf compared to other figures, especially other Starscream figures. Another impressive thing is the amount of detail on this guy. One of the things I remember most about the Cybertron series is its attention to detail of the robots. I love the amount of detail in this figure, and the molding adds some much appreciated depth and even some scale to it. The coloring is basic though, with the grays, blues, and reds perfectly distributed along the figure. That being said, it's all spot on to the original design. The head sculpt is one of the most important aspects to his Starscream design, and this version is no exception. The shape of the head is fine, but the face sculpt is hilariously perfect, with a slight smirk showing up in the sculpt. It's perfectly Starscream. The articulation is very good on this guy. Ball jointed head, shoulders that can go up, down, in, and out. The shoulder pieces are also articulated and can move out of the way for even more shoulder range. Butterfly joints, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, waist swivel, legs that have a wide forward back, in and out, thigh cut, deep knees, and feet that go up, down with an ankle tilt. Along with his proportions, his articulation allows for some great looks and some great posing. As I said before, this guy is on the taller side of the Voyager scale, but he comes with a pretty impressive amount of accessories. Of all his packaged accessories, only 2 of them are technically accessories. He comes with a rifle and an actual cyber planet key. It's tiny, but it's very accurate to an old school one and very much appreciated on this guy. It can be placed either on his back, which is accurate to the original figure, or on his rifle for a very nice supercharged look. I don't know if this is accurate to the original figure or a show, but it's still very cool nonetheless. He also comes with some back wing parts and his shoulder pieces. The shoulder pauldrons hide some nice blades made out of the same purple plastic as the rifle and the key. One of the positive things about these being separate pieces is that you can move them further down his arm for some epic slashing motions. As fun and impressive as the robot mode is, the transformation is unfortunately kind of fiddly. It's a real shame because the transformation requires the bulky pieces to move in a certain way or else they won't work. Once you get them right, however, everything pegs and snaps into place satisfyingly. The jet mode is a nice and chunky piece of Chicago-style deep dish pizza. I've always liked the outer space Star Wars style of this jet, and I do like this version as well. However, it doesn't hold a candle to the original Voyager or Supreme class version. Those were amazing toys that focus more on gimmicks. But that being said, this is still a respectable caricature of those and is still very swooshable, especially with the blades deployed. One of the coolest features of this jet mode is the weapon storage. I adore the fact that you can either store the rifle on the top of the jet, or it can go on the bottom for a stealth attack. I prefer this as it keeps the shape of the undercarriage. I wish more jet formers did this. It's very clever engineering. Honestly, I find it hard to find any real criticism with this figure. It's a nice size, the details and coloring are perfect for what it is, the joints are tight, and the articulation is one of the best in its size class. I guess my only real complaint here is that I wish the original planet keys fit the ports like they did with Override. All in all, For someone like me who had no real nostalgic connection with the original show or toy line, this is a great pickup and a great figure to add to your Starscream ranks. But I can see how someone who grew up with or has the original would have little need for this version. Either way, this is a great figure for the price point. Bottom line, this is a really fun toy with a lot of play value, especially if you have any type of nostalgic connection with the original character or design. Well, that was my look at Transformers Legacy Cybertron Starscream. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you all soon.
Laters!